Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 58 of that side character, and this one is titled Lolita Saves the Day. After school that day, you prepared to scope out your house to see if it was safe for you to go in and get your things, while Kenma tagged along for emotional support. Apple to pie, do you read me? You asked into your fist as you crouched low behind the wall next to your house. I'm not doing this, Kenma said from behind you as he hunched over to keep as hidden as possible, but also not wanting to be too into it. Oh, come on, this is a necessity, you whispered harshly, looking over your shoulder at him. No, he replied. Just look. Is he home or not? Wait, you said, crawling closer and looking around the corner to the house. There was a long pause as you stared at the quiet and still house in front of you. I don't know, you replied. Kenma's face fell. Well, how are you going to tell if he's home? He asked. I don't know, you said again. What's the point of even doing this? Kenma asked. The poor guy was getting dragged along into all of your adventures when he just really wanted to be playing his PSP at home instead. I still need clothes, you hissed. Then go up to a window and look in. I'll stay here, he said. Okay, Roger, over and out, you said, and then got up and ninja ran to the mailbox and hid behind it. It didn't hide you one bit, but you felt like you were stealth personified. You looked back at the wall where Kenma was hiding and gave him the thumbs up, and he just nodded, but still with a deadpan look on his face. Keeping low, you snuck up to the front window by the door and looked in. You couldn't see any shoes of your dad's or his bag or anything, so you pressed your ear to the glass and listened. All was quiet. But that wasn't a good indicator. Your dad wouldn't have been talking if no one else was around anyway. I think the coast is clear, you said once you'd run back to Kenma. I'm going to grab as much as I can and then clear out. He nodded. Okay, I'll stay here and wait for you. Okay, keep a lookout, you said. He nodded again and waited for you to go before pulling his PSP out and sitting down with his back to the wall. Grabbing for Jeff, your set of keys on the keychain, you ran for the front door and jammed the keys into the lock and turned, throwing the door open quite loudly. You figured that if your dad was there, he'd call out to see who it was, and you could just grab the door, slam it shut, and run. But as luck would have it, the house remained in peaceful quiet, and you stood there panting for a second with the door open. That sprint to the front door, combined with the stress of not knowing if your dad was there or not, had really got your blood pumping, and it was going to take you a while to settle down after this one. Now that the coast was clear, you were confident that it was, you ran for the stairs and bounded up them 2 at a time to get to your room. Usually, it would take you ages to get ready for anything, event or a holiday, but this time you just grabbed everything in your drawers and just shoved the clothes into the bags that you found under your bed. You were packed and ready to go within 5 minutes. With a quick zip up of each bag, you threw them over your shoulders and ran for the stairs. The front door was still open as you barreled down the staircase, and you ran through and then quickly closed the door behind you, making sure it was locked, and then ran back to Kenma with heart pounding. I did it! I did it! I'm free! You gasped, still a little shocked that you were actually going through with this. Kenma paused his game, put it in his pocket, and then stood up and took the bags from you. You didn't think it was fair that he carried both, so you fought to keep one bag, and then you headed back to his house. He had said that it was fine for you to stay with him, but in your heart of hearts you knew you probably shouldn't. You didn't want to become a burden to his family as well. Later that afternoon, you had work, and so went with your head high and a soft hum on your lips. Sunshine! Lolita greeted you at the door, bubbling with her own internal excitement as she was going to invite you to come shopping with her on the weekend so she could buy you an outfit for the prom. I did it! I left! You grinned at her, feeling so light. You left? She asked. Yes, I've left home. I haven't told my dad, but I just can't live there anymore. He doesn't care about me anyway, so he's not going to care. He'll just be angry that he doesn't have someone to tell off every time he's home, you said sadly. Lolita's face contorted with compassion as she listened to you. No one should go through that, sweetness, she said softly. I support your decision. Thanks, you said with teary eyes. So you have a place to stay? She asked. Yeah, I'm staying with Kozu, but I don't know if it's a good idea because I don't want his family to end up hating me if I'm there all the time, but I don't know where else to go. Maybe I could live at some kind of teen shelter or something? Lolita frowned. No, honey, I won't have that. You can come and live with me. I have a studio flat attached to the side of my house, and the current tenant is moving out next week. Please stay with me. I won't charge you rent until you have a good stable job and can get your feet under you, she said kindly. Oh, really? You'd let me stay with you? You asked hopefully. That would be great, if you won't get annoyed with me being there. It's a separate living space, Sunshine. We'll have our own spaces, but at least you'll be safe. Oh, that's even better. But I want to pay something at least, or maybe clean or something. I don't want you to hate me and call me a slacker or whatever. Oh, sweetness, I've already told you I could never hate you, she said with a soft chuckle and a shake of her head. I do care about you. And speaking of caring about you, would you come shopping with me on the weekend? Oh yes, shopping date with Lolita. I'll see you tomorrow for that one.